What's happening, guys? It's me, the ALE Prince, and we did it. I mean, after 399 long time just making videos, we made it to 400. 400 videos and counting. I have done this for 2 years already, and people are just coming in and support. Some are leaving, but at the end of the day, I just do it because I love it. And it wasn't easy at first, and that is why I'm making this 400 video special, the high school experience. That's what I'm gonna call it, the high school experience. I was thinking of calling it the high school chapter, but actually I might actually call it the high school chapter. 400 video special, the high school chapter. I mean, yeah, let's start with that. I mean, I honestly have no idea where to start. I mean, usually you expect a bunch of music throughout the night. Yeah, you expect, freaking me outside instead of in my room, but it's too dark, it's too late for all that stuff. I just came out of work, and it's just been a pretty weird way to say how it's all started for high school, because middle school wasn't easy either. Middle school was a pain in the ass for me. Everybody knows that middle school for me was a pain in the ass. I was a fat kid. I wasn't cool. My folks were divorced. And, I had gray hair. If you could tell a little bit that there's like a white spot. Yeah. I have like gray hair, and, everything was bad. Fucking people were just rude. So I said, high school's gonna suck. 4 more years of hell. But I am shocked that wasn't the case. High school was so much different. High school, let me just tell you guys that high school, in the beginning, all you do is start over. You start fresh. That's why it's called freshman, because you start fresh. You're a brand new man or woman, and you just do what you do. I mean, when I got there, I was thinking, damn, this is gonna suck. Because for those of you who do not know me, my real name is Alejandro. I changed it to Alex. I mean, I've been called Alex at home, but then people here and there started calling me Alex, so it just kind of became a thing. And thank goodness, because Alejandro wasn't a popular name. Now, if you guys don't know this, people used to actually tease me because of the name Alejandro, simply for the fact that Lady Gaga completely fucked that name up for us. Fuck you, Lady Gaga. Indeed. But yeah, some people were different. Some people acted a lot different when I got to freshman year. I remembered a lot of people that used to pick on me were all cool with me, and I'm just like, alright, whatever. But deep down I knew that like something was odd, because these people were really fucking weird. I mean, shoot. And while this was going on, I really didn't participate in any activities. I wasn't in any academy. That's probably why people didn't take me serious. Like, oh, this guy doesn't care. He just is gonna probably screw up. And say what you will, just because you're not the top guy, you're not the number one guy, doesn't make you a bad person. And trust me, I learned it over the years as it came off, because 11th grade and 10th grade, there was some stories going on. But for the most part, freshman year was just kind of like a chill, plain-ish year. I had a lot of bitchy-ass teachers for the most part. Some really cool ones, to say the least. But, I mean, as far as bitchy teachers goes, some got released. Some, kind of went too far with some of the stuff that they said, bringing up race and religion, which, at the time I wasn't too religious as I am now. So, it's a huge change there. But why exactly did I change my religion? Now, if you guys know me, know that I've been part of a farm called Urban Life for majority of my life. Urban Life has been a huge part of my life, but it all started in freshman year, honestly. Actually, when it was New Year's, I was actually in New York City, believe it or not. I was in New York City with my family, my dad and my stepmom, and my sister. We went to visit my stepmom's family. It was fun for the holidays, and then I came back. The word of the day, I said, when I go back to San Diego, I said, I want to do better. I want to improve me as a person because I was this shy, lame-o that just kind of wasn't the guy, I could say. But when I got to high school, when I came back, I just kind of just did my own thing. Granted, some stuff was a struggle for me, but I had good people that I always talked to, particularly my folks. Even my real mom was helping me around that time. So that's thank goodness for that. But the biggest issue with me, and I'm gonna get serious with you. Freshman year was also the year. Early in the year, my grandmother passed away, and she was my best friend at the time. I mean, shit. I mean, really, she's the one that helped me out the most out of everything my whole life. I mean, I've been picked on the whole life, and she was basically my friend for the most part. So there's that, and the fact that she was gone, it was sad. I mean, I went to her funeral, but I didn't see her in her deathbed because it's just not something I do. I don't like remembering people for their deaths. You want to remember them for the goodness that they did to you. And I know deep down my grandma's watching up there and just seeing her little boy just shining up. So always have those people with you over the years. So I really recommend that for you guys. But anyways, back to Herbalife. I got sidetracked. My apologies. And that's gonna happen throughout the video. It's just gonna happen. As I got sidetracked, I did mention Herbalife and how I went to New Year's and had this great things, and I said I was gonna do better, and I couldn't find anything. I really couldn't. I got involved. I was trying to get involved with this program called Ocean Discovery, but they didn't like me, so I didn't get in. So, whatever. But thankfully, my stepmom hooked me and my cousin up for a job called Herbalife, the farm. And my cousin couldn't make it to the interview because of shenanigans. I don't know what my cousin was up to, and I will not ask him. But anyways, I go to the job interview. I get the job, thankfully. And they're just going to give me a chance to shine and work at the farm. And at the time, I was just like, okay, what's this? I don't know what any of this stuff is. But you know what? It was pretty different for the most part. However, like I said, with the whole divorced parents and this and that, the people I worked with found out about my parents being divorced, and they kept talking, and I was just saying, fuck, this place sucks. I do not want to ever come back ever again. But you know what? I got to finish the shift because I'm getting paid after this. The people who were picking on me got fired, thankfully. But actually, no, they didn't get fired. They got jobs at other places and they had to leave. Thank goodness for that. But, it was good for a change. And, as that happened, I got to know these people. I'm like, you know what? These people ain't that bad either. They're actually some really good people, and thankfully they showed me a lot about the farm because some of them actually had experience, so there was that. And I actually ended up coming back for the summer and damn it, did I love that summer. It was a great freaking summer. I really enjoyed that summer. It was one of the best of my life. But something that will always stick out to me, the summer were the people that just came back. It was just great seeing that people decided to come back, even if I didn't like them. It was just really great to see some people come back. And as I got more involved with Herbalife, more people, as far as the adults, got to talk to me and check up on me because I was always struggling with school. Because again, I always had issues with teachers. Maybe I didn't get the work done, or not necessarily that I was lazy, it's just that I didn't understand it, and if it's wrong, they BS you and just play with your emotions and screw you up because fuck me, right? But no, thankfully, around the same time they started a tutoring program, and that was great. Now, let's get on with something I want to talk to you guys about: relationships. I mean, talked about him here and there. I mean, shoot. Now, fuck, where do I start with this one? There's this girl that I've been in love with since maybe 8th grade. She was the one of the only friends I had in middle school through all my high school life. And actually, now that I say it, I kind of miss her. Last time I saw her was a couple of days ago. Actually, now that I think about it. But anyways, we've been friends for a very, very long time. And she's been a really good friend overall. I mean, she's been helping me find myself, find what I love doing. And, you know, she was an amazing person. And I said to myself, this girl is amazing. I think I love her. You know, you're young, you say stupid shit like that. You didn't say it to her face, but you thought about it. Now, while she said all this stuff about how I need to find myself, I had a science class, and in the science class we had we learned about websites and how to create websites on Weebly. And for those of you guys who do not know me that well, know that Weebly was the first thing I ever did in as far as the internet goes. That's when I got into the whole Weebly thing. So I created a website for school, and I was really good at it. And then the teacher said, you know what, maybe one day you could do your own website. And sure enough, I did. I created a website. It's Weapon Alex with 2 X's .weebly.com. It's in the link down below. It's been down there for 3, maybe 4 years. But basically, I've done it since freshman year, and you know that's what kind of kept me, you know, feeling like that I was safe. But you know, thanks to that, I got to meet friends along the way. I met Nature Boy 818, the Wrestling Crisis, Diesel 101 Raw, and Lundrick, who, if you guys don't know anything about me, know that Lundrick is one of the first few guys that I got inspired in as far as the YWC goes, the YouTube wrestling community. And you know, the only person who knew about this stuff was that friend that I mentioned. And you know, she was pretty cool with it, how I was finding myself. And for some reason, I never felt comfortable telling people I was a wrestling fan. I mean, now it's not that bad. I mean, after all, I'm wearing an Ambrose Asylum t-shirt, so you know, stuff changes here and there. But you know, I still never told anybody that I watched wrestling because it was embarrassing. You know, everybody thought I was just a film critic at the time, and you know, there was that. But anyways, back to that girl. Sophomore year, you know, we hang out, we're talking. She was really nice to me again, like I said, and then she introduced me to a girl, a wonderful girl, to say the least. She hooked me up. We were dating for a while, and you know what? I was starting to get over the girl who hooked me up. She was great. But she wasn't, the girl I was dating, she wasn't ready for a relationship, so she dumped me, oddly enough, in Valentine's Day. Pretty fucked up, right? Yeah, and I was fucking mad. I was hoping I would get her back, and I was even talking to that one friend, and she's like just saying, do what you want to do, maybe try to get over her, but I couldn't get over her. I couldn't get over her that I even wrote a shitty fucking song, to say the least. I wrote one of the worst songs I have ever written in my life. I wrote a crappy ass song, to be honest, and you guys know what I'm talking about. It is my very first video here on YouTube. I did a song. For some reason, people liked it. I don't know why. I guess they were just being nice because I was going through a hard time, and they were like, "Oh fuck it, he's just being nice." I'm being dead serious to you guys, but you know what? I said, you know what? If you actually read the lyrics and if it was toned differently, maybe the song could actually be pretty dope. So I kind of gave up on that song, and then I tried to write about other things that I like music. I mean, not music. I mean, movies, soccer, and like I mentioned, if you guys know my song Dream, know that the first couple lines are, when we met, she called me by a different name, soccer player, boy, she got game. Soccer player is the girl I was mentioning that I've known for almost the whole time, and she's been, like I said, she's been my friend, my wing girl, you know, she's done it all for me, and especially in sophomore year, we were like really, really close friends. But I'll talk about her in senior year. Oh, I got some shitload of stuff to say about that one. Woo. Um, but you know what? I was like starting to fall in love with this girl to the point that I even thought she was the one. I mean, when you're a sophomore, you're a fucking idiot. Now, when you're a sophomore, no one's ever gonna tell you that what you're saying is stupid or dumb because you're so young. You can't really prove it. But you know what? Just the best that you can. But outside of high school, you know, besides writing music, you know, like I mentioned, I was part of Urban Life. Actually, because of Urban Life, it helped me a lot too, because that's where I also performed my first song. Because Urban Life also has something called Urban Mic Night, which helps people come out and perform their poems and songs and everything. And that's what got me going into show after show after show. I haven't missed a single one of those shows monthly. And the reason why I don't record them, I'll get to them more in senior year. So, as that happened, you know what? Sophomore year, I was like, oh shoot, it's gonna be tough because now I have summer school because I was being a screw up. Because I wasn't paying attention, I was struggling with a bunch of stuff, so they sent me to summer school, and I gotta be honest, summer school is the best thing you could ever do to yourself, honestly. Summer school will help you out and will hook you up for good. Without summer school, I probably would have never finished high school. But I did it. It was fun. I did all the classes I needed to get done, and I kind of took off. And then while this was going on, I was also working at the farm once again. And like I said, I was working at the farm, and I did such a good job. And again, I got to meet some good friends there. And then I didn't screw it up, but someone did. Now, I'm going to show you guys a picture real quick. Here it is. So there's me and the rest of my team. Looks really good. I really appreciate this picture. I am so happy I still have it, because it represented the true friendship I had over the summer, and it was great. It was awesome. But then some bad shit happened. I don't know if you guys remember a video I made called Belmont Park, Weapon Alex and Friends Go to Belmont Park. I think it was around the same time as SummerSlam 2015 or NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. You know, around that time, I was kind of watching. She one of the girls, I won't point which one it is because for safety reasons. She took one of those guys in the other picture out for food and for his birthday, and did all this great stuff for him. And I didn't know about this. I really didn't know about this till like last minute. And then one day I went to her college to visit a program that she was on for whatever the fucking reason. And thus concludes the UCSD story. Holy shit, this story might be fun for you guys. Now, for those of you guys who don't know what the UCSD story it is, I'll tell you what happened. I went to UCSD right after one of their farm shifts with some friends, and you know, it was kind of forced for me. Some people were saying if they want to go, they could go. Some people, they made them go. I was one of those people that was forced to go. And I ended up going to some Bible study, but it wasn't a Bible study. But one of the real things that really pissed me off was, so when I go out there, I see the girl that I was hanging out with. And if you watch the Belmont Park video, again, if you guys watch it, it's a short little video. You guys watch it and you'll see that she and I were really good friends. And then I realized that she wasn't such a good friend. She sees me, and all she sees is just like, oh, hey, what's up, Alex? she sees a couple other people that she recognizes from the summer internship, and she's like, "Oh my god, it's so good to see you," and then just doing all this great stuff. And then the whole Bible study happened. Bible study. All we did is sit down and listen to some fucking loser cry his ass off for 40 fucking minutes. And keep in mind, this is after a farm shift. It's late night. It was raining. I had homework to do. And I still wasn't even home yet. I got home around 11:45 to say the least. I have never been so fucking pissed off in my life. And the reason of being pissed off was because, not only because of that incident, but because I found out that they split you up based on race. I don't know why UCSD does this, but they split you up based on race. Mexicans here, whites here, African Americans here, and everybody else was having the time of their life. I was stuck being bored out of my mind listening to some fucking moron who fucking sucks. I mean, I could probably do whatever the fuck he wants with his life, and I was pissed the fuck off. I was so fucking pissed that I even snapped at people. If you guys don't know this about me, I had a water bottle carrying with me all the time, and I got mad and I threw that shit to the floor. I mean, just threw that shit over. But you know what made me calm down? YouTube. Because around 2015, YouTube was a big part of my life. YouTube was the thing that always made me chill, and that's why I was so committed to YouTube back in the day. Even if it was movies, music, wrestling, and hell, I even got into the independent scenes because of YouTube. Thanks to YouTube, I would never have heard of a New Japan Pro Wrestling and ROH. Actually, I've heard of ROH before, but like a New Japan and PWG, I wouldn't have heard of all these great companies that we have today. So I'm just thankful for that, to say the least. But you know what? YouTube was always there for me, and it never left me. Unlike this chick. Because my birthday hit January 1st, 2016. No, 2015, I want to say. Fuck, when was this? Was it 2000? Yeah, it was 2016. I remembered. Now, in between my birthday and everybody else's birthday, nothing happened to me. Nothing big happened. Not even a phone call. Not even oh, what's up? Good to see you. And I got pissed off. So then when that one specific girl decided to show up to one of the open mic nights on her birthdays, oddly enough, it hit on her birthday, I had nothing nice to say. So instead of snapping at her or being a bitch, I just stood quiet. I had nothing nice to say to her. And I think I broke her heart, which to this day, I don't know why I'm not sorry, because I should be sorry. People should not do what I just did right there. That is something real cruel and real fucked up to do to a person. And still to this day, I don't forgive her simply for the fact that I was hurt and she didn't see anything in me. Not that I had a thing for her, it's just that, when when you've been hurt all your life and you get stabbed in the back like that, I think you'd understand why I'd be that fucking pissed. So as that going on, I just kind of moved on with that part of my life, and I just kind of did my own thing. Now, back to this summer. This summer, I have some big things to say about it. In this summer, I got along with the people in this picture. 2 of them went to college, so I didn't see him as much anymore. One, I stabbed in the back. Or she stabbed me in the back and then I did the same. Whatever you want to say. And the other one is still around. And that's what always makes me remind me of what good friends I have in my life. And that is why I never really had a problem with this one person. That's why I care about this person so much, because that person knows when the time is right for changes in your life and just just talk to, just have a good friend in your life. And honestly, because of stuff that's going on today, I just wish that that friendship never breaks, honestly. And thankfully, it will never break, hopefully. But back to school. Back to school, it was even worse because I was struggling just as bad. And I was struggling so bad that I even had to quit music for a while. I had to quit music. I had to quit writing. I had to even quit YouTube for a little bit. That's why you see me take breaks so many fucking times these days. And because of that, I even try to give up on that girl I was trying to hit at for, not hit at, but be with for a long time. And, I just kind of did anything. The only positive thing about this was being the farm supervisor. Being the farm supervisor was awesome until I hit reality. You'll find out who is your friend and who is not your friend when it comes to supervisor. Alright, because I've been working so hard at the farm, me and a couple other people got promoted as supervisors, and I was so happy that I was one of them. Because, it just showed me that I could be more responsible, I could be more talkative and do all this other stuff, but holy shit were people fucking assholes over there. I had some rude ass kids. There's this kid that I was working with. He seemed like an innocent dude. He looked like he came from my background for an extent, as far as being fucked over your whole life. And he was actually cousins with a guy I was really good friends with at the time. And sure enough, he stabs me in the fucking back too. And he was even worse. Because he didn't stab me in the back because he felt like it. He stabbed me in the back for some chick who hated me, and I just hated the fact that I represented something called Weapon Alex. Yeah, that's right. She hated this YouTube channel. She hated everything that had to do with me. But to top it all she did was make sure she looked like a good person for everybody. And I hate those people like that. If you're those type of people, go fuck yourself. Because what's the point of trying to be somebody you're not just to impress people? It's just sad and sick and twisted. And it's so sad that this bitch that freaking got my friends against me. She also does performances at these mic nights. Not anymore because she's in college or hopefully out of my fucking life. But she trashed my music. She said that I was garbage. I was nothing. I was just some lame-o that just read off a paper, that who can't memorize shit, that all this and that. She thought she was helping me, but in fact she was just making me feel like shit. There's a difference between feedback and being an asshole. Because feedback is, you could do this, you could do this, you could do this. Fucking an asshole would just tell you to give up on your dreams. And honestly, at the time, that was my dreams. And what really irritated me about this person so bad is that she took credit for everything. She really fucking did. It was sad. I hated her. They gave her a shit ton of money to go to college. And I say to myself, why do people do that? Why do people deserve that? I, to this day, don't have enough money to go to college, but I'm working my fucking ass off to do it. Keep in mind, this bitch worked for the farm, did a couple little volunteer things, got in every fucking picture that I could have been on, representing what urban life is. After all, I've been there longer than her, and I've worked my ass off for, at that point, 2.5 years already. And she got everything. She got every fucking thing possible. And all people say about her is how great she is. And every time I hear those things, I want to throw the fuck up. Honestly, I do. Especially when I tell you this story. I wasn't going to say it, but I really don't feel it. I really don't care at this point. She took money from people. she did just to go to college. She didn't earn it. She just took it. After working, and then she still gets more money out of people, even though she's getting some college money or some high school money to help you. It's just sad that people fucking do that. It's one thing to do it because of the people or for your dreams and stuff, but when you've been lying your whole life, it's fucking sad. And it just brought me back to like this reality of you'll never be the top guy. You'll never do this. Even if you're the supervisor, it's kind of like, alright, let me put it easier to you guys for the wrestling fans. You guys might see it. She's more of a John Cena, and I was basically the AJ Styles. Not the AJ Styles. That's a little too easy, but maybe like the Dolph Ziggler of the situation where you have talent, you have charisma, you had potential of doing something big, but then you get stopped by the Randy Ortons, the John Cena's. Kind of like that. That's what it kind of reminded me of. And I just hated it. That I never got to be the top guy. I never got to be the top guy. Until senior year, which I'll get to. I hated it so much. It was a fucking nightmare. And then in the summer, it didn't help either because even stuff like Urban Mic Night, I wasn't the top guy. It was always about that bitch. And you know what? I just kind of said, fuck, what the fuck am I still doing at Urban Life? Besides getting money at this point. But the summer came, and honestly, it's hard to fuck up a summer. It really is hard to fuck it up. But you know what? I still had the same issues in the summer that I had with people, but not as bad. Actually, in the summer, people got to put in work, and I learned once again who is and who isn't a friend because of that. But one of the things that really caught me off guard that this year was that people will look up to you. Some people will see you as something big, and that's when another girl comes in the picture who I will talk to for a very long time later. But this summer year, alright, let me explain what Urban Life does. So once you graduate high school, that's it. You go on to college and you try your best. It's basically like Hogwarts at this point. Urban Life is exactly like Hogwarts now that I mention it. But all of my friends who were co-supervisors with me were all graduated from high school, so they bounced. And they're doing other things outside of Urban Life. Some are partly still part of Urban Life, but not as much. But they are doing big things, and I was the I was the only guy standing. I'm basically Bailey from the Four Horsewomen. That's the easiest way to compare me. And because of that, one of the guys that was working with us while I was a supervisor and the other guys were supervisors, this guy was amazing. He was, in fact, my brother, because at this point I lost my friend who was a soccer player. Not because I just didn't want to talk to her anymore. It's just that, it just stuff happens. She had her soccer career. I had Urban Life career. And honestly, he was my best friend at the time. The only reason why he's not my best friend currently is because it's hard to keep up with him because I'm starting college and he's doing stuff in high school. He has a girlfriend. We both have separate jobs now. But when he was around, he was basically my brother. So much that Urban Life has helped me out so much when I needed help, because I went to church with him. I felt needed. I got invited to church one day, and he was there. We both got called up. It was just great, and I got to learn a lot about myself with God, and I learned a lot of great stuff. That we even got baptized together. Me and that guy. He was basically he's gonna be a huge part of my life. I care about this guy so much that it was pretty great to have a family in Urban Life, to say the least. It was great. And the fact that we were both gonna start running the farm, I said to myself, yes, this is what I need. I need a good friend to help me out with the farm. And it's pretty great that he was around, because that summer was pretty freaking sick for us. It honestly was one of the best summers of our lives. And it was just last year. Shoot. That's saying a lot. I mean, and to top it off, I was being big on YouTube, like I mentioned. I hit big subscribers. I wasn't shy to tell people that I was a wrestling fan. That was so great that I wasn't shy to tell people I was a wrestling fan. It was great. Because at this point, no one's gonna give a shit. When you're grown, nothing could really affect you, and it was great to finally tell people, "Hey, I watch wrestling. Da 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 da. Fuck you if you don't like me." But during that time, I realized who is and who isn't your friend. Like I mentioned, that's gonna be a huge part of this story. Who is and who isn't your friend? You'll easily figure this stuff out, people. And at the time, maybe people are a huge part of your life, and maybe they're not. But something that I want to talk about later, I'll talk about later. But senior year was gonna be the biggest year ever for me. Now, before any of this stuff happened, let me just get a little sidetracked. So 11th grade, because I took, first of all, summer of 2016. While it was the greatest summer of my life, I also took summer school once again. Not because I was a fuck up. This time I took it because I wanted to catch up. I wanted to finish faster and easier, to the point that senior year all I do is relax. Senior year, for the first half, was hard. It was stressful as hell. And because I just kind of focused on the main courses like English, math, government, psychology. I basically focused on the big classes in senior year. And then the second half, because I had the 4x4 schedule where you get 4 classes one half, 4 classes the other half. And the second half, it was all but electives. Then I worked on the school news. I'll get more to that because I kind of want to focus on it. But anyways, during 11th grade, while I was easily catching up, I got a chance to take a theater class, and I really realized how much I really love theater. So much that I got into filming a lot. I mean, I've been always liking movies. Honestly, when I didn't have friends, movies was the only thing I had. When I didn't have YouTube, when I didn't have Weebly or weaponalex.weebly.com, when I didn't have anything, movies was the only thing I did in my life. Granted, that explains why I was so fucking fat. And if you guys are wondering how I lost weight, work at a farm for 3 years of your life and you'll probably lose weight like that. Just picking up rocks, double digging, harvesting, selling produce, growing stuff, anyways. That's how you lose weight. For me, that's how I lost a shit ton of pounds, because I was a fat motherfucker back in the day. But senior year happened, and like I said, it was so stressful, but I was just waiting for that second half of the semester because I didn't want to do anything anymore. I just wanted to relax, but it was so stressful. School was so fucking stressful. Finals were killing me. All these college classes, I had to sign up for college and do all this bullshit. I had to take the stupid ass SATs. Yes, SATs are lame. Kids, SATs are lame. Just accept it. But if you could actually succeed with those, go right ahead. I'm not going to stop you. Just because I said it doesn't mean you have to listen to every single fucking word I say. But with the SATs, based on what you're doing. Now, because I don't like getting made fun of, I already had a plan for me. I was planning on going to a 2-year college, San Diego City College. I've mentioned this forever. I've always wanted to go to City College because of the programs there. And sure enough, I already knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to go to a community college before I decided to waste a shit ton of money on a 4-year. And people were fucking doubting me. People were saying, oh, you gave up too fast. You don't give a shit. Even my counselors, even people working at Urban Life Farms said, you just gave up on your life. You could have done stuff. And this is coming from the first guy I ever talked to in Urban Life. He said all this stuff about how I should not go to, that I shouldn't waste my time at a 2-year college and go straight to a 4-year despite how much money it's going to cost. And I got pissed off. Because this is a guy that I've been respecting all my life. He went to Yale, for fuck's sakes. And trust me, if you ever knew who I'm talking about, you'll know that he will always bring that story up that he went to Yale. But anyways, he in a way I felt like he was disrespecting me, and I just said, "Oh man, this sucks." The one guy I respect in this world, and he kind of trashed my dreams. And even teachers, it was horrible. Even the SATs, I did my best. I did pretty solid, but I went to a 2-year college, and then thanks to the SATs, you learn who is and who isn't a fuck up. A lot of people screwed up the SATs. A lot of people, even the people who made fun of me. And they're all like, you know what? Damn, we're fucking up. We can't go to a 4-year. Let's go to a 2-year. And then that's when I'm like, haha, fuckers. So yeah, that's what happened. So anyways, as that was going on, there was that going on. And at the time I really didn't give a shit. I just want to focus on getting out of here. But a huge stress part of my first half of senior year was working at Urban Life Farms. Now, I mentioned how previously I got the workers were lagging it and people were just being rude, including a guy that they hired. A guy that they hired recently, he became the main leader, and he was kind of rude and just kind of stressful to work with, and he's just been kind of taking the anger out on me, and I got pissed off. So I'm like, fucking shit. But then the spring season happened, and the same old bullshit, just 10 times worse. I had some shitty workers. I had some good workers, like I mentioned. Now, the only thing that kept me happy about freaking that spring season was this girl I met in the summer. Now, I kind of slowly talked about her a little bit, but I'm going to give you a full story. Now, that guy who I mentioned that was like a brother to me, the guy I got baptized with, they're actually related, not brother, sister. They're actually cousins, so it's not as creepy, but I started liking her too. At the time, I was already kind of over that one girl because for some reason, she was the only reason why I kept coming back. Not because, she's pretty or I have a crush on her. No, because I had nobody to talk to. Even my own best friend, who I considered a brother, I couldn't talk to him either because all we kind of talked about was work, work, work. And even my bosses got rude. They got disrespectful. They took their anger out on me and him, that even we couldn't talk to each other because it was just so stressful for us. And he came from a terrible breakup, which I feel really bad for to this day, especially after knowing why was the cause of this. And I really feel bad for him. So we were just kind of doing our own thing. She was the only one I could really talk to, and this other guy named, I won't say his name just because of who's might be watching. But anyways, he was a tall dude, one of the best workers. Honestly, he should have been the next supervisor. I'm just calling it. Urban Life, if you guys are watching this, you guys should know who I'm talking about, but that guy should have been the next shift supervisor. But as we were talking about how stressful it is working with a bunch of crappy ass workers and a bunch of assholes. And speaking of assholes, I want to talk about a guy who was working there for a little bit until he left. He was honestly everybody's favorite person to talk to. Everybody loved this guy. I was like, alright, this guy seems to be a nice guy. Nope. He was an asshole. He was a jackass. And what he did was really bad. He basically took all my friends. He thought that I wasn't the best worker to be with. He thought I wasn't a great supervisor. He thought I wasn't qualified for this job. And he did anything to make me feel like shit. He didn't have to say anything. He just had to look at me, do this, just say, wow, I could do so much more than you guys combined. And he just made me feel like crap. So when he quit, I was blessed. I was super blessed. I couldn't be any happier. But that wasn't the only issue. Again, some of the workers were shitty. One guy and his sister were so fucking rude. They were even rude to that girl I liked. And I fucking would do anything to see them right now and beat the crap out of them. Actually, I bumped into him recently. He said what's up to me. Like, hey, Alex. Didn't respond. I had nothing nice to say to that fucking guy. But he was a piece of shit, and me and my best friend said that he's a piece of shit worker. He's just a piece of shit person to talk to. He just sucks. He fucking sucks. But no one believed us. No one fucking believed us. And then to the point that there's some other stuff that I wanna get off my chest. Now Herbalife also has these things called Friday where you do fun activities as well as kind of get over some of your stress, and you know it was fun. And then there was this one time that we wanted to go to a bonfire. We wanted to go to a bonfire so bad. It was so cool. And they decided to say, no, we want to do this content called Schools Not Prison. Keep that name in mind because I want you guys to Google that shit and trash it all over. Schools Not Prison is basically a program where they want to take prisons and turn them into schools. I get the point. I get the message. But here's the problem with that. What is the point of making more schools if we're stuck with some bullshit education system? Education system so big that everybody has to get fired. I mean, shit. Back to school. I want to talk about school real quick. It was stressful as hell with a bunch of teachers who I knew were going to get released. They were going to get released, and they were so stressed that they even took out the anger on the students, including myself. It was a fucking nightmare. And the principal didn't give a shit. He was an asshole. He was, despite having that dumbass smile on his face all the time, no one liked him. No one fucking liked him. Hell, they didn't like him at the point that they even protest for closing the soccer, the freaking soccer, kicking out the soccer coach. And, you know, I understand why people got mad. It was really fucked up. You know, it's good for people to stand up for themselves and, you know, get tired of this asshole releasing people. And then the greatest news ever happened to me. He got fired. That's right. He got fired. He got kicked out of that school. He got kicked out of my school. And well deserved, because no principal, no matter how cocky you get, you should never do that ever in your fucking life. People are busting their asses off. All you do is pick up paychecks and say, yeah, you're going to do great stuff for us. And all you did is fuck up. So I'm glad that you got kicked out. And the fact that you got kicked out, I got to meet the new principal at the last minute. And I'll get to more of why I met him. So as that happened, school, work wasn't fun either. My bosses, like I said, were being mean. So people were saying, why do you keep coming back to Herbalife? And I realized I never want to grow up to be a farmer. That was never my dream. It never really was. I've always loved film. Everybody knows this, that filming is my career. Princess Strong Style and I always talk about this. Princess Strong Style and I are really close friends right now. And basically all we do is talk about movies. When it's not about wrestling, we talk about movies. And honestly, now that just to get it out of the way, this is why I don't do that many videos, because shit like this just kind of ticks me off, and I want to come to YouTube and be in a good mood. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be stressed and ticked off and do this, do that. I mean, this is why I'm doing this video, to tell you guys the story of how high school is going to be and what you can expect out of high school. But anyways, when I realized that I wasn't happy with Herbalife, I remembered I gave my crew, the crew I was working with, I gave them a break, and they told me not to, even though it's mandatory for us to give them a break. And I snapped. I said, you know what? Screw this. I'll do what I want. I'm the supervisor. Da 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 da. And then I didn't get fired. I did not get fired. They just realized I was in a ticked off mood. But even though I wasn't fired, I quit. I wasn't happy. I couldn't handle it anymore. I didn't want to see my friends. I didn't want to lose friends. I didn't want to hurt anybody. I just said, damn it, I quit. I can't do this anymore. I'm not happy. I'm not doing anything with my life. And it was just hell for me. It was so fucking bad that even January this year stabbed me in the fucking back. But you know what? I fucking did everything I could to do it. I mean, because of stuff like that, I lose so many fucking friends. I'm never happy when I end up losing friends because of the stupid shit I do. Or maybe just because I don't have patience for anything. That's why I've never really had such a good relationship, to say the least. Um. Anyways, moving on. So I talked to my dad about this stuff. My dad is always the guy I could always go to talk to. I forgot to mention this, but my dad in the summer. This is why the summer 2016 was so great. My dad and my stepmom got married, and I was so happy to see stuff like that, and it just showed that I could get a good family for once. I mean, my mom and I currently are not in good foot right now, but I kind of wish I was with her right now because it's really fucked up. But anyways, I just want to kind of go through this. Let's talk about the second half of my senior year. Yes, second half of senior year. Second half of senior year, I was done with urban life. I still got involved with some stuff every here and there. I got involved with setting up some shows. I still performed there. But also, the second half, that's when I got a job at the school news. I ended up working at the school news, and I realized that it's not that fun. Working at the school news is not that fun, especially with who the teacher was. He was a cool guy. He really was a cool guy, but damn it, he was stressful sometimes, especially with the people I was stuck working with for the past 4 years. And again, you'll realize who's your friend when you do certain things. These people were cool. One girl was fucking fine as fuck. Actually, two of them were fine as fuck. One ended up giving up because she was just lazy. She sucked. Even the teacher admitted that she was just a lazy fuck. And I even talked to the teacher that these guys, I can't work with these guys no more. I'd rather just fail. But he said, you know what? Do what you want to do. But, I mean, if you fail already, it just kind of shows that it's pretty disappointing because you were one of the guys who could really do a lot of good in this place. He was right. I did so much good stuff there, but the people I was stuck working with sucked. First of all, they were sophomores. The dude who was the kind of like the main leader for whatever the reason is, he was a fucking stress trigger at its finest. He was basically kind of a soft version of me as a sophomore. Kinda. Not fully, but kind of. He was so fucking stressful that he just freaking just fucking kept stabbing me in the back. He was such a cheap ass that he couldn't even afford his own food. He was that fucking bummy. I always had to pay for his shit. So, I mean, I blocked him on the internet. I just stopped talking to him because, you know what, I don't need people like that in my life. Like I mentioned, January 1st is my birthday. 2017 hit. I was so happy. I'm 18. I am finally an adult. And then we hear the bad news that my mother's father died. Now that my mom has lost both of her parents, it's fucking crazy. Now, I never met my grandpa. I never really met the guy. I've seen him in pictures, but I've never met the guy. And, he's done some bad things in his life. And I learned in the Bible that sins always occur to people, but it can't really affect the people that you love. And that's why I always think that my mom was always right when she said that he was a great at the end of the day, it's gonna be my mom's father. So there's that. But while this is going on, my dad threw a birthday party for me, and it was the greatest. It was the greatest birthday party I could ever ask for. My best friend was there. The girl I like right now was there. Everything was perfect. All my friends were there. People I just cared for. It was just fun. It was a great time, and I even got a message that I'm gonna read. Now, I mentioned this picture. The one friend that I mentioned that was there, she couldn't make it, but she sent me this message that day because she felt sorry that she couldn't make it, and I'm gonna read it to you because it always sticks out for me. Here it is. Thank you so much for being an awesome friend. I love you so much. So much you have no idea. I hope this year you are filled with blessed and so many opportunities, and you deserve all the love and kindness because you give out so much powerful, positive energy. I'm sorry I couldn't make it tonight. You know what? Even though she couldn't make it, I know she was there. And deep down, I always thought that she wrote that because of, you know, breaking that, dealing with this picture and hurting one of the people in this picture. I thought she said it just because. And actually, one of the negative parts of my picture there. Now, back to the Belmont Park picture. This is going to be kind of funny, but the girl who I had a great time with, the girl who stabbed me in the back, and then I did the same thing to her later on, she got married, or her boyfriend proposed to her the day of my birthday. I've never been so fucking pissed off. Woo! I got mad as fuck. I said, damn, this day's already coming off in a rough start. My mom's father died, and this bitch is getting married, so I'm like, shit, this is fucking bad. But thankfully, it all worked out well. I even went to a hike the next day with the same people, and it was just great. So much that I want to talk about this one girl. Now, I don't have a crush on her. Don't get that twisted. I don't. Let me just say this lady, keep in mind. She, again, she was also one of the highlights of working in the farm. I met her at my boss's wedding. Yeah, I went to my boss's wedding sometime last year, and that's where I met her. And we've been hanging out for the most part. She's always checking up on me. She's been a great friend. We talked a lot, and this year I hardly talked to her. That I've only seen her honestly 5 times this year. My birthday, the hike. When was it? What's it called? Fuck, I forgot. A banquet that I went to. My graduation party, and recently we went out on a date. Not like that, obviously, because she's older. And, even though I'm 18 and she's legal, she's taken, so, fuck you guys. Anyways, she was a huge part of my life this year, even though I've only seen her a handful of times, especially with the last time I saw her when we went out. She was helping me out, especially with the girl I like, because honestly, without her, we wouldn't even try to hook up at this point, so, thanks to that. But, she, again, she's been always helpful, and, she always has the right thing to say. So I'm always glad I just want to give her a shout out at this point. So there's that. But, and also she helped me out pick the film school that I wanted. I ended up going to a film school, at a digital gym. And it was so much fun. I got to learn filming. I got to, meet new people. It was actually right across my house, so that was great. So everything was just working out perfectly. And damn, we had some good movies. We made some movies. We did some behind the scenes. We did some documentaries. It was so much fun. Until a certain group of people fucked me over. Yes, and everybody who was in part of that film school will agree with me this. We half of our movies got cut off. All of our movies got cut off. We had like 15 to 20 minutes, and they put all of our movies together. There's 3 of them, and they put them in only 10 minutes, which bugged me the hell out. It pissed me off. And the reason why this pissed me off, because we spent 30 minutes talking about School's Not Prison. Yes, this is why I hate School's Not Prison, because they sabotaged me so much that I can't take these motherfuckers anymore. So, yeah, film school was great besides that bullshit. But then, some great stuff was going on with me. I helped promote Urban Life. Thanks to the school news, I helped promote it because of that. Thankfully, they hooked me up. All this great stuff was going on in my life. But it wasn't easy at first, I should say. Let me explain what the hell happened. Now, if you guys remember, a while ago, I did something called Week with Alex, where I talked about my whole week. The reason why I took it off because I just kind of stopped doing it, and holy shit, we hit an hour. But school's not. I mean, not school's not prison. Fuck school, not prison. Anyways, early in the year, I mentioned in one of the Week with Alex, I mentioned that I had an allergic reaction of something. I don't know what it is, but I started getting bumps all over my arm. I couldn't breathe, and it was terrible. I couldn't breathe, and I was taking Benadryl, and turns out that if I had taken 3 more Benadryls, because I took a lot of Benadryl, if I took in a couple more, I would have died. 2017 would have been the year I died. Can you imagine that? So as that happened, I realized, holy shit, I have not done everything in my life yet. And January's been pretty shitty, especially with an incident that happened later down in January. Soccer player girl. I talked to her this year. I told her everything. And I gotta say, you know what? We tried, but it wasn't worth it. Especially with her friends. Her friends never liked me. It's just a fact. And again, back to the whole story of you'll know who your friend is. This guy who, let's just say he's a fuckboy. I've known this guy since 3rd grade, and it just disgusts me what he's turned into. But he tried to hit on every single one of those girls, one by one, and just break their hearts. And it just, even though some of them piss me off and I don't like, it just made me sick of what he's become. And everybody agrees that he could fuck off for all I care. I mean, what do people see in this guy? I mean, he's not going to college. He's fucking up his life. He's an idiot. And chances are he's gonna be 50 years old still living with his mother. It's just a fact. So, you know what? I stopped talking to that guy. You know, I'm just slowly erasing people with my life. And even so much to the point that I even stopped trying with music. That's why you haven't seen any single one of my videos appear. Because I've done multiple performances this year. Multiple songs this year. Some were hits, some were misses. Especially one called Secret I Can't Hide. If I could ever perform that song for you guys, I would. But due to what the song's about, I can't really get into that. But I wanted to stop doing music for a long time. I wanted to stop so badly. But the reason why I kept going was because of that girl I liked. She was talking to her friends. I kind of heard her conversation, but she said, I love Alex's music. Honestly, without Alex's music, I wouldn't try to follow my dreams. So it was great to hear that I could change people's lives with that. And that's why I keep doing music. The only reason why I haven't done anything recently is because we haven't had a mic night, or I haven't had the right time or the right place or the right message, to say the least. But when I do come back, it's going to be amazing. So I'm glad to say that I'm a musician. Honestly, it's kind of crazy how it started. I got dumped, and then I just kind of kept rolling on with music. I don't know how the fuck that happened, but it happened. And don't worry about that girl I got that dumped me. She's doing great. She and I are cool now. So don't be hating on her. And then when I graduated, actually, never mind. Let me scratch that. Because of all the electives I took, I actually retook a film school. And this time the kids were a lot different. Again, back to that bullshit of you'll know who your friend is. But people were fucking rude. And in the second time I did film school, some people were cool with me. Some people were not so cool with me. Some people just ticked me off, but they didn't do shit to me. But one of the things that really stood out to me was the main leader of the whole classroom. She was basically the loudest, one that goes, "Hey, do this, do that." She was strict, but that wasn't an issue, really. I mean, you have to be strict to get shit done at this point, so whatever the fuck you have to do, you have to do. But people in that one kid in this class he thought he was cool, but he was just an asshole. And You know what? He just didn't do shit, and they still gave him an A, which really does tick me off to this day. I'm like, how the fuck do people get away with that shit? But anyways, I was always the back guy. I was a very underrated guy in that class because I had so much from the first time I did the film school. I mean, the not the film school, the film classroom at high school. It was a lot of fun. I did it a lot there. It was great. Um, but the second time I did it, it wasn't the same because everybody always looked down on me because of my height or anything. Because if you guys know, I'm 5'3". Anyways, as that was going on, I'm like, fuck, these people don't need me. What the fuck am I doing here? And then they did this mandatory show where I supposed to show up and do this thing with the show, but the same night I had bowling to go to that night, and I said to myself, I'm not going to the fucking show. They put me in a scene I wasn't prepared for. They throw me in at the last minute. I have no reason to go. And I told the teacher. And he's like, I understand, but it's just really important that you go. If you don't go, then no one else is gonna want to go. And then I kind of said it in front of the classroom that I'm not going, and this and that. And people realized that people were freaking out. We're like, fuck, we need Alex in this show so bad. We need you, Alex. We need you. And I just said, I wish I knew that sooner, because there was no point. And so I left. I didn't care. I went bowling with my friends, had a great time. Turns out no one even went to that show anyway, so kudos for that. And I didn't care because I was having the time of my life playing bowling with the true friends I got in my life. And as this was going on, I went to as this was going on, graduation was happening. I graduated finally. And there's this girl who I've been helping out with her homework and stuff, and she was really cool. She's a freshman, so if she's watching this, good gracious, because she's gonna learn a lot out of this video. So I've been helping her out, and she's been a good influence. She's a freshman, so don't be thinking no dumb shit. So, anyways, that was going on, and then in high school, I really only hung out with like a handful of people. I stopped keeping touch with friends because I knew who was and who wasn't a good friend. At this point, when you're a senior, at the point you'll realize who is and who isn't your friend, even if they turn out to be potheads. Just calling it like it is. Now my friends, they were fun, they were great, and they were understanding. And we graduated, we had a great time, and it was just a good moment for us. We finally graduated for the first fucking time. And I just thank everybody who fucking helped out. Everybody who I brought up in the story, whether you fucked me over, whether you've helped me out in the future. I talked to every single person I got help from, except soccer player girl. I called her up. I'm actually gonna read exactly what I told her. And the only reason why I'm calling her a soccer player girl is just because I want to be safe with this stuff. So I said, hey, haven't talked in a while. Thought I would see you yesterday, but I just got off work because I thought I was going to see her on the last day of school. Turns out she already took off. But I thought I would see her, and then I just said, I just want to say thank you. You were there when I needed someone to talk to, and when I simply needed a friend while Jamo was in my family or in school. Even though we hardly talked this year, I just want to thank you so much for making me realize my potential. Just in case it's the last time we talk, I just want to wish you the best in your future. Good luck. No drama, nothing. And it's good to... And this is when I realized what a real friend she is. Aw, this wish is around. Aw, so cute. I know we haven't talked, however, I'm glad that I was able to help you in some simple way. And I also hope you have the best in your future and overall life. Hopefully we are able to hang out. And honestly, I kind of wish that does happen. Because I'm finally glad that we're out of high school and we could cancel all this bullshit drama with all these having girlfriends and this and that and all this shenanigans. Like, um, and hell, I didn't even go to prom or homecoming ever, so I'll never experience what that is, even if that involves losing a shit ton of fucking money for whatever the reason is. But I graduated high school. Again, like I mentioned, how I met the new principal. Like I said, I worked in the school news. I got to meet him. He was a cool guy. And then when I graduated, I shook his hand, and then he's like, "Wherever you go, just do the best you can." And I would say, "Yes, I will. Yes, sir, I will." And you know what? I shook people's hands. I took pictures. It was great. I had a great time. And now, it's been 3 weeks since I graduated high school, and I hope I taught you a lot of lessons. But the lesson's not yet over, guys. While I was gone, I took off to camp. I needed a break from people. I needed a break from my family, my friends, my crush, my sister, everybody. I needed a break from every single body. I just went to camp it's called the Woodleaf Camp. And I kind of mentioned to people over YouTube that I went to camp. While I was in camp, I realized how much I really do miss people. I really, really, really know how much I miss everybody I love. So much that I met this amazing girl at camp. And yes, I did start liking her. But I never asked her out simply for the fact that she's in Fresno and I'm in San Diego. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Anyways, I learned a lot in camp. And the one thing that stuck out to me was the main guy saying, you can't change the world, but you could do little things to make your life better. Because like I mentioned, 2016 was a great year for me. It was the year I got baptized, the year my dad and stepmom got married. A lot of great stuff happened in 2016, but it's also the same year that Donald Trump became president, which is possibly one of the biggest sins you could ever do to us, Father Lord. But anyways, you could do little things to change your life, and I want you guys to think of that. So that's why when I came back, I was so happy. Actually, when I came back, my sister graduated from middle school, so now that if she's watching this, I'm pretty sure she's going to learn a lot. And, do everything you can to finish high school great and start dealing with real life issues like taxes and driving license and all this other shenanigans that you're going to learn over the years. And that's what I learned, guys. I learned that high school is fucking hard. Life is hard. The world's just going to get a lot harder. But again, do the little things you can to make your life better. I think that's it. For the 400 video special. I've been hanging out with everybody I've done. Every once in a while, I'll do YouTube videos whether I talk about wrestling, but at the same time, I do music and I do movies. But one of the biggest things that always sticks out to me is when I come out here and just talk about life and how the world changed me. Whether that is meeting God, whether that's being in love, whether that's getting a 4.0. Yeah, I forgot to mention. At one point, I got a 4.0, and that was a big moment in my life. So that's saying a lot for me. So just kudos for you guys for sticking out for an hour and listening to this shit. Because I bet you guys are fucking tired too. Anyways, it's me, the ALE Double X Prince. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Support me and support yourself. Because we could change the world. We really can. Not necessarily change the world, but just change itself. Do everything you can to be what makes you happy, even if it involves almost dying. If it involves almost dying, then you maybe should try some other stuff. But anyways, you could do a lot in your life, and I just want you guys to all remember that. And teachers have taught me that, whether it's my art teacher, my theater teacher, my English teacher, everybody has taught me something well that I will remember for years to come. And I hope that taught you guys well. Even if I don't see any of my friends anymore, I could always say that I did do a lot in 4 years. Even if that involves Coming from a shy, overweight, 5'3", gray-haired, ugly-ass loser to the XX Prince. I still can't believe that's happening. Anyways, it's me, the ALEXX Prince. And until then, I'm out. Thank you guys for sitting for this long-ass video. Peace.